Hi everyone, my name is Anna Bosnic and I am an exchange officer at University College Groningen, and I will tell you more about your exchange options that you can contemplate on and think about for the next year and a half, because you're supposed to go on exchange in the third year and apply in the second year. So this is the first information session about study abroad, and I will share the slides with you now and record this video and share it on the website. So let me share the slides. Yes, so as I said, today is going to be about study abroad options and a glimpse of what you can expect in your second year when you start applying. So we're going to talk about options, finances, next steps, a little bit, and at the end, food for thought. So why go on exchange? So you can take courses abroad to strengthen and deepen your knowledge. You can take a minor, you can complete your minor abroad. You can gain international experience, you can have fun, get to know another culture and make new friends. And you're supposed to go in the third year of your studies, preferably in the fifth semester, so from September to January, and it should be at least 3 months in duration. But it's generally the full semester, so 4 or 5 months. The general requirement to go is that you have the first year completed and that you're not on academic probation at all during selection and departure process. So you have to have 120 ECTS of your second year before you depart. The GPA should be around B at least, and language requirement, you should meet the language requirement for positions that are that require a language proof. Nomination is done through home university, so through UCG, and application is done at the host university. All right. Because of some changes in TER, you should discuss with the tutors what are the best options for you to study abroad, because you can also maybe combine it with the internship or do an internship independently here. So this is something to talk about more in the second information session. The biggest thing that is going to change in terms of the application from the previous years is the new mobility online system. This is just a screenshot of the first page when you have to register. So you register for the application, you apply officially at the beginning of, let's say, November, December, and then you use the system throughout your mobility. So you will use it during and after your mobility to handle documents for scholarships or something like that, your learning agreements, etc., etc. So this is going to be the biggest change, and everything is going to be done through mobility online. Again, this is something to discuss in more detail in the second information session. When it comes to your options, you can go on exchange via direct partners of UCG. Then through multi-faculty exchange, then through another University of Groningen faculty. There's also Canadian Studies Center, Erasmus Plus International Credit Mobility, and a free mover. And I'm going to talk about everything a little bit in a little bit more detail. So this is just an overview of your options. So when it comes to direct UCG partners, the biggest partner, let's say, that we have is Arizona State University, just because we have 10 places reserved for UCG students. This might be changed. I'm not sure if it's going to change for your cohort, but we also have to keep in mind the balance of numbers. So right now we have 10 places for UCG students. You can take ASU courses and courses from the Honors College. So a lot of options are available for you there. Then we have University College Freiburg, where we have 6 places available. You can in theory apply to all of the courses there, but you have to bear in mind that there are prerequisites and some courses might not be available when you go. Then Ca' Foscari University in Venice, we have 4 places for UCG students, and mostly we are exchanging courses between philosophy, international studies, and economics, but other departments might be available after arrival. So again, this is something to discuss in more detail later. University of Vienna has 1 place for UCG students, and it's with the Department of Philosophy. So students who are interested in philosophy courses should consider University of Vienna. International University of Rabat in Morocco, we have 2 places for UCG students. Courses of your choice, so any course that you might find interesting is in theory possible. There will be courses in French and in English. University of Valencia is another partner of UCG, and we have 2 places there, mostly with sociology and cultural studies department, but the courses are mostly in Spanish, Catalan, and there are 5% courses in English. So you have to probably know Spanish in order to have a greater variety of courses there. University College Dublin is a brand new partner. We have 2 places for UCG students. General liberal arts and liberal arts and sciences courses are possible for you, but also philosophy courses if you're interested. Kyushu University, which is currently in preparation, so we hope to have that agreement signed and in effect when you start applying. And the idea is to have 2 places for UCG students, and the courses can only be taken from the School of Interdisciplinary Science and Innovation. This is in Japan. Waseda University also in Japan, but this is done through the Faculty of Economics and Business. We have 1 place for UCG students. Application is done through UCG, but then the coordination of the nomination is done by FEB. Via Spatial Sciences, we have SUNY Geneseo. Number of places depend on the number of applications for UCG students, so 1, 2 students may go, something like that. Application again done through UCG, but then the coordination is managed by the Faculty of Spatial Sciences. These were the direct partners, and now we're going to focus on multi-faculty exchange just a little bit because we don't have a lot of details yet, because this is a university-wide exchange, and you can choose most programs within the host university when you get selected. These are non-EU destinations, and there's a set amount of places per faculty. So every year, around end of September or beginning of October, we get a new list with positions available for UCG students. So sometimes we should expect 80–85% similar places like the last year, but some might change. So that's why we get a new list every year. So don't take it for granted that things that the positions that were available last year are going to be available next year as well. First round of applications is done through UCG. The second round, when there are leftover places, is done via MSD. There's also a possibility to exchange via university foreign faculty, so other faculties, but they should be in line with your major. This is handled per individual case, so that means that probably after everything is distributed within with that faculty, they will open their positions to other students. So then you can apply probably in the second round and see if there are leftover places for you. And these are only EU positions. So your application is done through that faculty that you chose. UCG needs to be notified, of course. Canadian Study Center is another possibility. There are 4 partner universities, 2 English-speaking, 2 French-speaking. As you can see, there are a limited number of places, except for Concordia. These are variable depending on the yearly balance. But this is a very competitive exchange because it's university wide. It's not that UCG has these places, it's university wide. So all nominations and selections are done through Canadian Studies Centre, UCG just has to be notified. So the only thing that you have to do through UCG, the only application that you're doing through UCG is direct partners and MFE. Erasmus International Credit Mobility is another possibility that offers EU and non-EU partners. There are no set amount of places per faculty, but there is a limited amount of places. So a certain host university can only host 2 or 3 students. So this is also a university-wide exchange. Nomination and administration is done via MSD. UCG needs to be notified. And probably this is also going to be done through Mobility Online. Everything should be eventually centralized like that. But again, we will know more later. Finally, you can be a free mover. This is not a very favored option because then you have to do your complete application yourself. Everything has to be done your own. Everything has to be your own responsibility. You may have to pay double tuition fee because that should if you're a free mover, that means that you're doing it with a faculty that doesn't have an agreement with the University of Groningen. So this is possible, but it's not very favored. You may also not have the possibility to receive a scholarship with this. So it's a tricky one, but it's a possibility. Finally, you can go within, you can exchange within the Netherlands. Your program and courses still has to be approved, but that's an option as well. And we can, again, discuss it when the time comes. When it comes to the finances, you have to be prepared to certain costs that you will have to pay. So first of all, you have to pay your tuition fee normally to the University of Groningen. Then you have to organize your own travel, housing, visa, living expenses, and health insurance. And this is just a rough estimation what that can entail. Highest predicted cost countries, of course, are Australia, Canada, USA, and New Zealand. Lowest predicted costs are for Eastern Europe. But then again, you can have some kind of income during your exchange. So Duo Grant is going to continue for you. OV chip card can be refunded. Scholarships, of course, well, I'm going to tell you more about it in the next slide. And other funding possibilities because you can, there are a list of possible scholarships that you can apply for. When it comes to the scholarships through the university directly through UCG, these are Erasmus Plus and Marco Polo scholarships. So Marco Polo if you're going to a non-EU country, Erasmus if you're going to an EU country. These are the requirements. So minimum 3 months stay, at least 3 ECTS per month. So these are the requirements in order to get this scholarship. At this point, it is not guaranteed, but this might change. So maybe you are going to be entitled, or it depends on a lot of factors. But again, this is something to be communicated later. This 70-30% means that you will first get the 70% before you depart and the 30% after you come back from your study abroad. So for your next steps, so during the summer, think about your options and ambitions, check the student portal. So this is going to be updated, especially with respect to new mobility online system. But generally, student portal year 2 study abroad section has a lot of information for you. Have a look at all exchange options, think about finances. And then in September or October, we're going to have the second information session. You should discuss your options with your tutor. And then you can also make individual appointments with the exchange officer, that is me. In November, you should start your application. December, February, there are deadlines depending on EU and non-EU countries. So this is going to be different from this year onwards. 2 different deadlines for EU and non-EU countries. And that will be kind of a timeline that you should expect. So all destinations have been chosen based on their excellent quality. So don't think that one is particularly worse or better than the other. Think about where you want to go and your academic motivation to go there. So it's also very important to think about your professional academic motivation, not just, oh, I really want to go to that place. Do your research, browse website, check availability of English courses and in which areas, check dates of the semester abroad. Talk to your tutor and discuss how does it fit to your study program. So start preparing very easy pace now, and then you will have a clearer picture when we have the second information session, and then you can apply relatively fast. So I think this is it for now. If you want to know more, you can always write me an email, exchange.ucg@ruch.nl. My name is Anna, as I already said, and please feel free to ask me anything. Keep in mind that I might not know information about exchange possibilities. As I said, this comes later. So very specific details I might not know at this point, but if you have some general questions, feel free to ask them. This is going to be available for you as a video and as a separate slideshow. So thank you very much for your attention. Have a great summer.